Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. Just a few words to speak on, such of these so-called leaders in Israel. All right. Because pretty much everyone wants to be a man. Everyone wants to be that guy. And the reality of it is you are not that guy. All right. You are not that guy. But everyone wants to be that guy. All right. And again, this is just in regards to, again, all the phony doctrines, all the shit talk, especially when it comes to the apostles of Great Millstone, which, that's the thing, because these so-called leaders, when they talk shit against the Lord's prophets, they're not talking shit against the prophets. You talking against Yahweh Bashem El Shai, you speaking against Yahweh Bashem El Shai, and that's the problem. That's the problem with these so-called leaders. All right, Yahweh Shai is the problem. All right, these guys, they have a problem with Yahweh Shai, not the apostles. Their problem is, their issue is with Yahweh Shai, because he's the one. He is that guy. He is him. And a part of my meditation, just because, hey, like the scriptures say, no new thing under the sun. It was the same program back then, back in the ancient world, and even before that, but especially back in the ancient world. Back in the Roman Empire, well, all the Pharisees and Sadducees, right? They had in all these different sects, they had a problem with Yahweh Shai, because he is the man. And you see, one of the issues was, because again, everyone wants to, matter of fact, let me get this. These guys, man, they chasing that clout, right? They want the spotlight, right? And it reminds me, that's why, hey, like the scriptures say, judgment is going to start with Israel, all right? Because you are going to get that spot. You are going to get your 15 seconds of fame, 15 seconds of fame in judgment. Because the Lord's going to make an example out of all, all these cats that aren't right. And this guy, going back to the ICGJC, all right, the so-called comforter, God-sent comforter, the Lord took him out a couple of years ago, and that should have been a warning. But like the scriptures say, the scourge is sent for amendment, but yet, roughly paraphrasing, the scourge is sent for an amendment, yet people, they don't take heed to it. So the Lord is going to, let these cats get their 15 minutes of fame, so to say. But I'm going to get this real quick in Matthew 23 and 1. Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. And again, because these guys, man, they're hypocrites. They teach the law, right? But yet the men of these congregations wearing long hair, the women of these congregations with the slaki, not the women, but these men with the long hair, and the list goes on. All faded, lined up beards and whatnot. You see, all that's it's a thing of this world, but nevertheless, they do teach the law. And You know, we are to rehearse the righteous acts. All right. But it's just that, a rehearsal, because we're not going to be perfect. And on another note, you know, the Lord set it up purposely so that we couldn't keep the laws perfectly in the flesh. Why? So that we could depend on Yahweh Shai. You see, that's the thing. It all leads back to Yahweh Shai. I always talk about the MOTB, you know, just a little side note. I always talk about the MOTB, you know, all roads leading to the MOTB, but in reality, all roads lead to Yahweh Shai. Because once that MOTB isn't mandated, one thing's going to happen after another. Things are going to be happening quick. Boom, boom, boom. And it's going to lead to Yahweh Shai's second return. So all roads really lead to Yahweh Shai. But that's the problem. You know, Yahweh Shai is the problem. And that's why, again, in verse 2, it said, saying the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you see, these leadership positions, everyone wants to be the top guy. In reality, you know, a lot of these guys they are jealous of the apostles. Just to be frank with it, just to be you know, just to keep it real. Because here it is. Meanwhile, you know, these guys, man, they sit in Moses' seat. They're in these leadership positions. They want to be the top man. You know, you know. But hell, you look at the apostles. Hey, they didn't ask for that. You know, they didn't ask to be in that position. But nevertheless, it's not up to us. You know. You see, man, but here it is, these guys, man, they sit in these leadership positions and they want to be the top guy, talking about the apostles need to retire and, you know, just speaking all manner of just nonsense, folly, you know. But like I said earlier, the problem isn't with the apostles of Great Millstone, because again, the spirit is clear. The spirit of Yahweh Shemashah is clearly dealing with the apostles. All right, clearly, the apostles of Great Millstone, that's clear. And everyone wants that shine. Everyone wants that spotlight. Because, again, these are just the men whom the Lord decided to put his spirit on. Start from with the apostles to Har and on down. You know, this is just who the Lord decided to put the spirit on to lead the nation. All right, I'm going to say that because whether people want to hear that or not, yes, the apostles are the leaders of the nation of Israel. You know, man. And it's all a thing of, you know, overthrowing the order, because everyone wants to be that guy. Everyone wants to sit in the Moses seat. They want to bypass Yahweh Shai, right? They say they say the hell with Yahweh Shai, right? Let me go to this. Luke chapter 20, verse 1. And it came to pass that in one of those days, and it came to pass that on one of those days, as he taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel, the chief priests and the scribes came upon him with the elders and spake unto him, saying, Tell us, by what authority doest thou these things? Or who is he that gave thee this authority? And he answered and said unto them, I will also ask you one thing, and answer me. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men? And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say, Why then believed ye not? Why then believed ye him not? But if we say of men, all the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet. And you see, that's another thing. All right, that's why a lot of these guys, because once Yahweh Shema Shai shows who he's really dealing with, because you see a lot of these leaders, so-called leaders, they're gonna have to give an account. You know, they're gonna have to give an answer, because you know, the fact that these guys, man, they're purposefully, you know, leading the sheep astray. You see, and eventually it will get to a point where these guys of these congregations, they're going to start coming out to these so-called leaders. You know, you got a lot of sincere believers, man, in these groups, you know, whether they be of the elect or not. You know, you got a lot of these guys. There's a lot of sincere believers in these groups. And again, if they're of the elect, the Lord's going to ultimately remove them. All right. But hey, these congregations, they're going to start turning up on these so-called leaders, man, for, purposefully leading the flock astray. You see, man? And that's why, because like I said in verse 6, and if we say of men, all the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet. And you see, man, because, once you tell one lie, you have to keep telling lies to cover those lies that you told, and that's why, because another thing with the apostles, the apostles, they never switched up their doctrine. All right. They've been teaching the MOTB since from the beginning. But these guys, every, couple of years, every decade or whatever, they're switching up their doctrines. They're wishy-washy, all over the place, tossed to and fro. And, and it's good, I can imagine it just getting to a point where some of these doctrines, man, just getting so ridiculous. Because again, eventually the Spirit is going to reveal who the Lord has been dealing with this whole time. Because that's the thing. These guys, like I said, they're jealous of the apostles. All right. And they have a problem with the apostles of Great Millstone. But your problem is not with the apostles. It's with the Yahushai. You see? And that's why these people, these so-called leaders, they have a issue with Yahushua, because, again, he's the man. He's the go-to. And that's why, like back in ancient Rome, the Pharisees, Sadducees, Jake, they had a problem. And I'm talking about those Jakes that, the leaders back then, which more than likely they're back today. All right. Because, again, no new thing under the sun, But Jake back then, it was a problem when Yahushua came on the scene because, hey, Jake, they were chilling. They were living good, until Yahushua came on the scene and basically started messing up their money. That's what it is, That's what it is. Yahushua, when he came on the scene, it was messing up their money. Because, again, these guys being, failed artists or whatever persona they were trying to portray in the world, a lot of them bring that into the truth, and they just mix it with the Hebrew doctrine, a Hebrew twist. Got guys doing rap videos and, just all type of nonsense. And that's not a good look for Israel. Because, Israel they're like, what are those, the gnats, with the when it comes to the light, Jake likes pretty shit, man. Jake likes all that the glamour and, they like the look of the part. And you see, again, a lot of these Jakes, they come into this thing, man, and bring a worldly, they try to mix a worldly image with the truth, and it just doesn't work. Now, there's nothing wrong with, doing videos and things of that nature, but when you don't mix that with the truth, you can't mix that with the truth. If you're going to do something like that, do that on your own time. Brothers have their own hobbies and things of that nature. Don't bring that into this truth and incorporate it in this thing of ours. That's, again, it sends out the wrong image, and Jacob's going to come in for the wrong reasons, because this thing of ours is about catching hell, suffering. You see, and Jake sees these different leaders, man, how they portray, that image that they put out there. Jake comes in, they see that, and they come in with the wrong intentions. This is why a lot of Jake falls out, because, hey, when the Lord turns the heat up, this is why a lot of Jake, they fall out, man, because they came in here with the wrong intentions, but nevertheless, like I was saying, Yahushua, matter of fact, let me get this, and this is why, listen, I got to the point where Sadducees and Pharisees and them, they plotted against Yahushua, because, again, he was messing up their money, messing up their image, because these guys, again, they were the man. They sat in Moses' seat. They were the man. And Yahushua was messing that up. We'll get this in Galatians chapter 5. Verse 26, let us not be let us not be desirous of vain glory. And you see, because listen, putting your house on the forefront, all right, you know, that means, you know, you trying to be the man. That means you have to step down. You being a man or trying to be the man, that means you have to take the back seat. And these guys, they don't want to take the back seat because they're living good. You know, they're living good. You know, Jake is looking at these guys like idols, pretty much, man. And of course, you know, you know, that shit to get to Jake's head, man. That shit to get to Jake's head, think you this shit when you ain't nobody. You know, but the fact that Jake has to take the back burner for Yahweh Shai, Jake, they don't like that, you know. So this is why they have a problem with Yahweh Shai. You know, because the fact that Yahweh Shai, hey, it's about him. We ought to worship Yahweh Shai. He's the man. He is him. He's the one. But everyone's trying to be, again, that guy, and you are not that guy. You know, you see that clout chasing, you know, the failed persona, whoever you were prior to this truth, you bring that into this truth, and now you got you some followers. You know, HebrewIsraelite.com, you know, selling fringes with t-shirts and just making merchandise. Like brothers say all the time, keeping the main thing. And these guys, they lost focus. They lost sight of what this is about. The scriptures talk about not forgetting thy first love, man. You know, this is why the Lord, hey, man, he gives us just what we need. Give us this day our daily bread. The Lord gives us just what we need. Because let these be an example. Let these guys be an example. Matter of fact, let me get this before I finish this. And that's why, you know, even with the apostles, you see how they move. You know, they don't get mad. These guys talking shit. You know, if anything, it's quite the opposite. The apostles, they get mad on brothers of Great Millstone. Because, you know, we hold ourselves to a standard. Because that's what this is about. A standard, living a certain way, conducting ourselves a certain way, which Jake, you know, again, the wrong intentions. You know, you got, because, you know, when videos come out against, you know, just basically reproving these guys, you know, because that's the new thing right now, you know. That's the new thing right now, you know, some nigga talking shit that is gay to basically rebuke other men and things of that nature. Nah, man, this is a part of the ministry. This is a part of the work. You know, this is a part of our job, our responsibility, our duty. You know, even Apostle Rakal said it, you know, because you see a lot of it on the comment boards. And Apostle Rakal said it, hey, man, because me personally, all right, I just it gets to a point where, because it's just one of those things. It's like, here we go, you know. But edification comes out, you know, and for the new believers, the new followers, you know, it's for the flock. You see, because going back to what I was mentioning, even with the apostles and brothers, you know, elders and brothers, when they do these rebuke videos, you know, hey, this, you know, they don't get mad. You know, yeah, you know, it can get frustrating, but it's a part of the job description. This comes with the job description, getting on these cats, all right, for the sincere believer's sake, you know. And quite frankly, you know, on another note, it keeps our sword sharp. It keeps us sharp and on point, you know. But you see how the apostles, man, when they do these rebuke videos and whatnot, they're not mad, because, you know, you get to a point where, of course, especially when you're newer in the faith, you take it personal. The guys talking shit, right? Calling us rapists and things of that nature. You know, of course, you feel some type of way, but it's a part of the program. You can't take it personal, you know. You can't take it personally. You know, you can't take it personal, man. You can't get mad. You know, because again, one of the many reasons why these guys are set up is to be an example, right? as far as the doctrine. Because listen, these guys with these doctrines and talking about, basically, just talking about how the writings of Apostle Paul's aren't sufficient. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? Because these guys, they want to do their own thing. These guys want to do their own thing. They want to wear the long hair. They want to wear their fitted caps and things of that nature. So in Malachi chapter 3, verse 18, it says, "And then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between his servant, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not." So you see, because like I was saying, these guys more and more, they're waxing worse. They're waxing worse. These doctrines, the shit that's coming out of these guys' mouths, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. These guys are waxing worse. They're waxing worse, man. And it's a shame that, because, some of these guys been in the truth 10, 12, 13, which is not really, that's nothing to brag about. But being in the truth for that period of time, you think you know something, right? You think you're on a level. Listen, man, this is my quick testimony, and brothers know my testimony, and I've said, mentioned this from time to time, just going into my testimony, because I've been knowing about this truth since 2009. I was with another congregation. I was with another group. I was with them. The Lord woke me up to this truth in 2009. We're in 2024 now. I would be a so-called elder, but thankfully, because the more I learn that I don't know nothing. The more I grow, the more I learn, the more I just come to understand, like, I don't know nothing. And with that being said, because again, everyone wants to be the top guy. Everyone wants to be the man. But look at the apostles. Ain't no telling what type of demons, because the more you level up, the more demons you're going to have to deal with. Hell, look at how Shai's lot. Ain't no man was able to drink that cup. No man. But these guys coming in, they've been in the truth 10, 12, 13 years, thinking they know something. No, man. Like, sit your ass down, bro. You are not that guy. You are not that guy. But I'm going to read it again in Malachi 3 and 18. "Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not." So you see, man, all right. Because again, these guys, the things that they spew out their mouth, it's supposed to be a discerner. All right. It's supposed to be one of those things where, more and more you see who has the truth and who doesn't have the truth. And it's just like the Wadi Halba Shema Shaf, allow me to be here. The correct doctrine, because these guys, man, they're just spewing all type of shit. They're just winging it. And that's one thing you can't do with this thing. You can't wing it. If you don't know, just simply keep your hand on your mouth. Just be quiet. Learn. These guys are just winging it, man. They go to these different groups, follow one group, gather up some knowledge, some scriptures, right? But then they go follow another group, gather up some knowledge and scriptures. Then they just, the next group to the next group, and they just, just so they can just, set themselves up, put themselves on a pedestal and think they know something. Come up with their own doctrine. But where was I going to go? Oh yeah, Galatians. Back in Galatians 5 and 26. "Let us not be glorious, Slakia. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another." All right. So again, because these guys, they're not envious of the apostles, even though they are, but they're really not. It's really Yahushua that they have a problem with Yahushua, because he's the man. He's the top guy. He's the man. All right. He's the man. And this is the problem, because the fact that, Yahushua being exalted means that these guys, they have to take a back seat. They had to give up their positions, their ranks or whatever, the chief priest, holy high priest, they had to give up all that and take it back, the back burner. They don't want to give those positions up. Like I said, they got them some little followers and their little donations and whatnot, man. you know, and they're living good, or whatever the case may be. But they had to give that up for Yahweh Shai, and they can't do that. They can't do that. The failed actor, whoever they were trying to portray in the world, all right, you know, they bring that into this truth, like I just said, you know, desire not vainglory, man. You know, because listen, every brother in the kingdom is going to be on a level, and it's just like, why can't you wait? Every brother's going to be on a level. Every Israelite is going to be on a level in the kingdom. But Yahweh Shai has to get his first. What's wrong with that? Because by default, the kingdom is Yahweh Shai. So what's wrong with that? There's no problem with that. You know, I've got to a point where I'm just, man, in the kingdom, I just want to see Yahweh Shai get his, and I'm good. I always talk about how, hey, in the kingdom, because, you know, Jake has just been beat down so much, man. It's just, hey, it don't take much to please Jake, you know? It don't take much. So just for me personally, all I want is to see Yahweh Shai on the king, on the throne. Give me a few wine, give me a few women and some wine, man. I'm good, you know? And of course, it's, you know, it's going to be way more than that, but, you know, just, you know, the main thing just being Yahweh Shai, being on the throne, man, and getting his, you know? Because that's what it's all about. That's who it's all about. All right. Yes, we are to worship Yahweh Shai. He's the man. As for all these other so-called leaders in Israel, man, you are not that guy. You aren't him. The Lord wanted us to edify, and all praises to Yahweh Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully elect.